Turn that audio down. That looks like it's pretty good. All right, folks, I think we are live now. Just trying to see, I've got the screen pulled up behind behind the camera so I can see what's going on. I'm just trying to make sure that everything looks okay. I've had computer trouble all morning. Our internet's been flaky. I have like gigabit internet, and so far said gigabit internet today anyway is being really flaky. So hopefully this goes well. We shall see. We shall see. Getting TikTok live pulled up here. Then we're going to be building my Voron V2.4, starting the process today. Of course, it's going to take a while. Let me know if you see any stream issues. I just want to keep track of what's going on here. Make sure that the computer's not acting up. It doesn't seem to be. Yeah, right now it's saying stream health poor. But is that because it hiccuped before? Let's try this. Drop the bitrate a little bit. See if we can't home in on a point where the computer's a little happier. This iMac that I'm using for streaming, it has worked plenty fine a handful of times, but at this point, it's probably about time to look at a new computer. So, is what it is. I didn't want to, but looks like we're gonna have to. Okay. All right. Everything looks good otherwise. Let's get to working on this build. First, I'm going to pull up the parts, and we're going to take a look at the parts we're going to be using on this build. And then I will be, well, actually diving in, getting into the process. Just popping out the chat here so I've got a better view of it, multiple places. Let's get into it. The big box project bin, which actually there's more parts than what fit in here, but this is the project bin for this project. So let's take a look at some of the highlight parts that are going to be used for building my Voron 2.4 build, and then we'll start putting the frame together. So, looking good. Awesome. Thank you. All right. What's the overhead look like? So, going through the parts in the box here, I'm using LDO motors. I got a full LDO motor kit from Printed Solid, actually. I actually got the full 7 motor kit, but I'm not going to be using the extruder motor that comes with it. Let's see if this angle's a little better. Yeah. So the extruder motor that comes with this kit is for the original afterburner hot end. The mini, or not the mini afterburner, the full afterburner. But I'm going with the new stealth burner. I started putting these parts together before the stealth burner became like even widely beta available. So yeah, we're going with the stealth burner now, so I don't need this motor. It'll just end up on the shelf as a spare for something else or whatever I decide to cobble together at some point maybe. I've got a project I'm going to start cobbling together next week, but I don't think I'm going to use this motor for it. But I have it. Good LDO motor. But the rest of these motors are going to be the 6 of the 7 motors for my Core XY system and my 4-corner Z-axis setup. So, folks on TikTok, if you want to catch a better view of what's going on, we are live on YouTube right now. YouTube.com/MandicReally. All right, so motors, LDO motors I'm using. I kind of went for high quality was the goal because I just want to build a really reliable machine here. I'm not trying to dick around about this. So, I went with the BigTreeTech Octopus board for the main board we're running, the BigTreeTech Octopus. Woo! This has 8 motor stepper drivers. Well, sockets for 8 stepper drivers. I'm only going to be using 7 for this build, but you know, it would have required 2 separate boards to run this without having the octopus or a similar sized board, so I went with this. I didn't want to have two separate boards. I know it's not a big deal, but I like having it all integrated into one unit like this. And there is so much I/O on this thing, so many freaking connectors for inputs and outputs. I'm planning to have a chamber thermistor, so I can get chamber temp on this machine. I'm probably gonna have 2 bed thermistors on it, so that I can check bed heating on the top and the bottom side of the bed, and only 1 thermistor in the hot. So I'm gonna have like 4 thermistors in this build. So it does make sense to me to have something like this, and I still have room to expand it if I want to. So, yeah. Let's get that back in the bag. Of course, I got my little BigTreeTech rubber ducky in there. BigTreeTech rubber ducky. Single quality Sunon 5015 fan for the stealth burner hot end that I'm going to be building on this setup. Or putting together. A Omron proximity switch. I'm running the... I'm going to run the basically stock configuration of the V2.4. There is no such thing as a stock V2.4, but I'm going to be running effectively a stock one, which means I will be using the sensor that they recommend for the build. I know people have preferences about clicky mods and all these other upgrade options for the setup. This is what I'm going with for right now. So I want to build it mostly stock and then upgrade afterward, once I get a feel for the way the machine is supposed to be. It's kind of how I went about my V0, though I made some changes in the build process that we're probably going to make here too. Such as the kinematic bed mount. This allows the bed to kind of float on the V2.4. The bed mounting on the V2.4 is very rigid by default, and this makes it more free to expand and contract with heat, so it works a little freer, less chance of tacoing the bed or having it warp or anything on that. So I figured, you know what, I don't want to have to go back and deal with the bed later, so I'm going to put this on right away. A lot of these parts are basically just bill of materials, like the Meanwell 200 watt power supply here. Bill of materials, that's what they spec out for this machine, so that's what we're running. I had chat. Boop, there we go. Casper VBS, hello, welcome. So there's the power supply we're running. And boop, boop. I'm not going to go over all the parts. I just want to highlight some stuff. Falling out of the bottom of the box. I did mention I'm not running the stock extruder on this build. I'm not running I am running a stealth burner, but I'm also going to mod the stealth burner. I don't like the afterburner designs. At least I didn't like the mini afterburner in my V0, and I went to this extruder on my V0. Oh, change camera angle. I went to this extruder on my V0, the BondTech LGX Lite, and this is what we're going to run on my 2.4 as well, the BondTech LGX Lite. So it has large gears. I think the gears in this are like 16 millimeters in diameter, if I remember right. Like, they're really nice and large for really gripping the filament. It runs this quiet little Wino fan on the power supply. The power supply for the V2.4 does not have a fan for a couple of reasons. It is a high quality unit that is only 200 watts because it only has to run a handful of components on the machine. The bed is going to be run off of mains voltage, wall voltage, 110 volts. So this does not have to power the bed. So that takes a big load off of the power supply. But the Voron 2.4 electronics case has 2 80mm fans on it. So the 80mm fans are going to be cross-flowing air across this power supply. So it will be cooled. It just has external fans that are going to be much quieter, and it doesn't need, and really, realistically, it doesn't need a fan. The BondTech LGX Lite extruder uses this lightweight NEMA 7, or I'm sorry, what is this thing? Is it NEMA 14? I forget. The little tiny LDO motor, but I'm running this setup on my Voron V0. I really, really like it, so I want to run it on my 2.4 as well. How hard is it to change tuner setting or slicer settings going from 0.4 millimeter to 0.8? It varies, but it can be pretty difficult or it can be pretty straightforward. What I usually recommend is if you're first time watching live, welcome. Joey L, thank you for being here. If you're looking to tune in a larger nozzle, use Prusa Slicer first of all. I highly recommend Prusa Slicer anyway, but use Prusa Slicer, and in doing so, just go to the, it's got, like, the configurator allows you to put in Prusas with a 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 millimeter, or 0.25 millimeter nozzles. Load up those profiles and just write down the extrusion width information for those profiles, then transfer that to your machine. That's legitimately what I did to start. I tune off of that, which is a whole process. I intend to do a video about tuning for larger nozzles. It's just a little hard, but I'm gonna work on trying to put a video about that together. All right. I think the last thing I'm going to bother to show you, that's a little screen for the machine. Last thing I'm going to bother to show you, I don't want to go through everything and I want to get into the build, is the hot end we're running. This is the Phaetus Rapido hot end. It's the Phaetus Rapido. This thing is rated to flow like 70 millimeters cubic per second. That sounds optimistic to me, but at the very least, if this can do like 40 millimeters a second, I will be thrilled, because that's going to be like 300 millimeter a second print speeds with like a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. If I forget, it's been a while since I've really looked, but that should get me really fast print speeds, good extrusion quality. I mean, this thing has let me try and get this boot off of here. It's got this heater cartridge that surrounds the melt zone really heavily, and it's like, how long is that? I mean, the heater element, at least the ceramic portion of it, is it's almost 12 millimeters long of a melt zone, and it takes regular V6 nozzles. It doesn't take, it doesn't require volcano nozzles. It's basically a volcano without having to have a volcano hot end or volcano nozzles. So I can run regular BondTech CHT nozzles. I'm intending to put a BondTech 0.6 millimeter CHT nozzle in this thing and really push some flow on some non-abrasive materials. So that's the goal with this one. You just gotta get this boot back on here, and I think we're ready to start the build process. All right, that's the last you'll see of the hot end until we work on the hot end, or the actual the stealth burner, the tool head. All right, I think that's gonna cover it for this. Color scheme, I intended for this machine to be red. Well, actually, originally I wanted this machine to be black and purple, but I ran into some issues. Print ASA flawlessly with a CHT. Awesome. I plan to print a lot of ASA with with the Voron 2.4. So originally I wanted to do purple and black, but the purple that I really wanted was out of stock and still is out of stock. So I went with this red, this cherry pie red, which I really love this color. It's not catching well on the main camera. Yeah, it's catching a little better on this angle. So I really like this color. But now I'm back to purple, I think. I might reprint all of my accent color pieces in purple. I haven't decided yet, but I'm feeling like I might. This is also PETG, and I've kind of decided that PETG is fine for a lot of parts on this machine, but some of them need to step up to ASA. So Yeah, Polymaker ASA prints really nicely. I've got a spool of purple Polymaker ASA floating around here, but I think that's what I'm going to use for this build. So, all right. Okay. Blank workspace. Let's get this working. Let's get this going. So I'm going to pull up the instructions here and start walking y'all through it a little bit. I've got a whole screen pulled up so you can see the instructions as well. Boom. There are the instructions for y'all to see. So it's got a little hardware breakdown. I got a hardware kit from Maker Parts. It's the same company that made the titanium backers that I'm going to be running on the extrusions for this machine. Where's the pupper? She hasn't wanted to stay out here lately. Every time I park her under the table like I usually would, she wanders off. I don't know. She's bored, I guess. So she wandered off. So all stainless hardware I'm going to be using, but it's black coated. So I wanted stainless hardware. I don't like using non-stainless hardware and things like this, but I wanted black. So it'd be more of a black build. So black stainless hardware and frame pieces. That's what we're going to first need. Frame pieces, tools, blind joints. I'm already aware of this. I've built the Voron before. Here is our first step. We got to ID all of our frame pieces. Hello from Argentina. Nice to see you building a Voron. They're impossible to buy here. Well, they're impossible to buy anywhere, but you can't even get the kits shipped in, you mean? Where'd you get that red filament? That is from Greengate 3D. Greengate 3D's Cherry Pie Red. Their label's terrible, but a little out of focus. Yeah, Greengate 3D Cherry Pie Red. All right. Hello from Kuwait. Cool. Welcome to it. If you folks want to see a little different perspective, maybe hear some better audio, TikTok I'm referring to, head over to youtube.com/ManDickReally. That's where we got the real stream going on. The more involved and, oh God, they wrapped the hell out of this. I mean, it did come from China, so. Ay, 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 ay. Come on. Oh, I didn't mention hello from the Netherlands. Welcome. I didn't mention, I don't think yet, I'm building a 300 by 300 build volume. I got the bed right here. Here's the bed size for this build. 300 millimeter by 300 millimeter. Yeah, so. Yeah. All right. Noisy, noisy, noisy. South Wales. Got here late. Voron. Yes, we're starting the Voron 2.4 build. Sorry about that. Voron 2.4 build. Good printer to start with. I generally recommend the Creality Ender 3. Creality Ender 3 is my go-to recommendation. I have a pinned video on TikTok about why. So much saran wrap. That person who complained about streams is probably loving seeing saran wrap unraveled on a stream. Nick, send in the rocket ship. Woo! All right, so I've got pieces laid out here. Let's identify what pieces are first and foremost, and then we'll go from there. Looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Okay, these are my A. A. And we've got B. These are C. And then E and D. All right. That's my extrusions. Kind of want to put a little tape note on each of these, but I don't think I have any tape on hand. So, oh well. Switching to the Octopus Pro. That's what I'm putting in this thing. Cool. Yeah, I don't... The spider... I don't know. What don't you like about the spider? All right. I need AA extrusion with M5 by 16 hardware. All right. This isn't near... Hey, M5 by 16. Boom. Well, that was easy. The Voron V0 kit that I got, I really liked that it... I got it from Fabrico, and I really liked it. Granted, there's less hardware on a V0. But the V0 kit... Let's get the overhead angle back. The V0 kit had this beautiful little organizer set up here. So, like, it clearly indicated what hardware was what and where it was. It made it really easy. So, this, like, bag of hardware with bags of hardware... Not quite as simple, but I'll survive. Let me grab my electric screwdriver and not screw around here. Haha, screw around. I said screw around. Oh. Is that an engine block with a can in it? Yes, it is. That's the engine block can cup. It's Patreon exclusive design. Pain to update clipper. That's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to do the spider. I wanted to play with something different, but I couldn't see myself trying out something. I have good luck with BigTreeTech stuff, so that's what I'm going with. There we go. Just need to get my hex bit here. Prepare 8 of these. Okay. Do this on repeat. How's everybody's Saturday going? Building a Voron. Exciting. Thank you, Rico. I'm excited. I can't wait to get this thing together. Remember, folks, check out the full stream, the better view on youtube.com/MandicReally. We're live now. Multicam stream going on. Let's switch to just the overhead view. Boop. You don't need to see the instructions for the moment. I'm building a 300 by 300 machine. So I wish I would have gone to 350. I should have just gone big, gone to the maximum size with 350 by 350, but 300 by 300. The screwdriver is XOOL. It's on my Amazon affiliate store, but they are out of stock right now. It is not very strong, but it is super handy for just running, things in like this and disassembling. It saves my wrist so much strain. It's like 20 bucks when it's in stock. It's so worth it. How many printers do you have? I did a roundup recently showing all of the printers. I think I'm at 15 right now. I don't know if I counted this or not. So we'll be 16 maybe. But I'm going to start getting rid of some. There are like a handful of machines I just don't use. Yeah, Rico, your carpal tunnel will seriously thank you. The battery was dead on this yesterday, and I was using the regular screwdriver. My wrist hurt like hell afterwards. I was having like serious wrist problems from working on printers all the time until I got this thing. It is so much better. One more. Prash, thank you. What are you working on today? Voron build, woo! Greetings from across the Walt Whitman. Thank you, Andrew. Welcome, hello. I won't make any jokes about the fact that you're in Jersey. Or wait, across the Walt Whitman. Are you in Delaware or Jersey? I forget. What a good Philadelphian I am. You know how good of a Philadelphian I am? I don't leave my neighborhood. That's how good. All right. Moving on with the instructions. I'll get you folks your view of it back. Frame assembly. I'm looking at the screen myself to see the freaking instructions. So. All right. I need a B extrusion for the corner. And I'm going to corner out 2 of the A's. I can tighten these in here a fair bit more. Yeah, since I'm manning a switcher, yes. All right. 3. Using an M3. I'm just gonna like loosely tighten these to the point where they're still manipulatable. I can't speak this weekend. I tried to film something yesterday and I was saying like garbled up stuff. I don't know. Good design, good software to create your own designs. Fusion 360 is what I recommend. It is not very beginner friendly, but you know, it is what it is. It's quality software that can really get you a good starting point, and that's what matters. All right. Why do I feel like I'm... Oh, these are my A's. These are the 2 A's I've got left. Okay, I'll set those aside. All right. You're going to quickly see the build volume on this thing, because that's like the next step, is basically build out the volume. Much better view. Welcome over here, Rico. All right. Boom. All right. Love the can holder. Thank you. It's available on Patreon. Using Loctite. You're right. I should be. I am not currently. That is a good call. Thank you. I honestly forgot. So good thing I didn't make it much further. Thank you thank you very much. Where is my Loctite? I had Loctite here. I tried to make it all set up so I wasn't going to end up doing a whole frickin' like hunt around for all the stuff stream. But now you got me. I have a whole thing of Loctite here. Oh, it might be in my V0 box. The pieces of the V0 build that I haven't finished. Like, I got the V0 to the point where it's printing, and that's basically all I cared about. So I just ran on and kept going. Nope. No Loctite. Where the hell is the Loctite? Oh, it's right here next to my switcher. You know, the logical place for it to be, next to my HDMI switcher. Good call, good call, good call. Thank you. Just came from TikTok. Welcome. Wish I drank more liquids other than water. I don't drink water. I'm one of those weirdos. So, now that I've put all of these in here, I'm going to loosen them out of here. I just want to double check the instructions. Yeah, no, they don't call for... They call for it on the... Hey, you saved me a lot of trouble going back and doing this later, so I will say thank you. All right, a little blue Loctite in there. Why 300 by 300 and not 350? I don't know. When I started piecing this build together, I told myself 300 by 300 was all I needed. I really wish I would have gone 350 by 350. So I don't have a good answer. I wish I hadn't. I wish I would have gone 350 by 350. I mean, it's gonna be fine. And what's the worst case? Oh no, I built another Voron. Woe is me. 500 by 500. The Voron team doesn't recommend any bigger than 350. Because they feel that the belts start to stretch too much. Which I can understand. And realistically, I don't need to be printing that big. The only reason I have to print that big is for like the silly projects I do on TikTok. And honestly, those are largely a waste of money. No offense, TikTok, but they kind of are. I don't like my water having a taste. I just don't like water. It honestly... Okay, here's the weird thing. Water gives me a sore throat. It feels like, anyway, that it strips the mucus from my throat, which gives me a sore throat. From my understanding, 300 is easier to tune. That would make sense. That's not why I picked it, but that does make sense. You know, less belt stretch, less length on parts to bow and give. I still wish I would have gone 350. I should have just maxed it out. I almost feel like I probably should have just built a 250 or a 350. You know what I mean? Like, go big or go fast. I don't know. But majority of things I print will fit in a 300mm build volume. Maybe a different printer that's double the size. I could go rat rig. Honestly, I need to start considering building something other than a Voron. I like the Vorons quite a bit, and I'm happy about this, but I probably should consider something like a rat rig. Or a V-Core is a rat rig. So, a VZ bot, or something like that. Something different. It's getting this a little tight, so it's holding everything in place. All right. Good thing I'm doing this twice. Yeah, the V-cores are interesting. Vector 3D has done a handful of videos about the V-cores. There's some things I don't like about them and some things I do. It's hard to say. You gotta buy a lot of parts from them, unfortunately, that I don't care for. Which they're a business, I understand, and if they design it, they design it, like whatever. But that's one of the things I like about the Voron is just like I picked the parts I built, and the team. I want to support the team, but they're not out to like make a killing on things, you know. Like they're just building machines, designing machines. So. All right. That's the wrong extrusions. Here's my other two. This V8 can cup is not based on an LS. It's based on a regular small block Chevy. Regular small block Chevy design. I want to do an LS one, but yeah. Yeah, I self-sourced this. This is not a kit. I completely self-sourced both of my Vorons because I wanted to be able to pick my stuff. I cannot fit LS heads. No, the small block Chevy and the LS are significantly different dimensions. The LS is actually closer in dimension to a big block Chevy than it is a small block. This is 300. This will be a 300 square build volume. All right. Now I got to get to squaring things. But do they want me? I'm gonna double check the instructions. I don't remember if they want me to. I'm real bad about this. I don't read instructions before I start things. So I just want to check. Do they want me to square? No. They don't have anything about squaring as you go or squaring afterward. Just build on a flat surface. You can tell the V2.4 instructions are not as good as the V0. Any reason I went with the bed I went with versus the rose, mandala rose or whatever. The Precise Printer Parts bed is a good price. One thing I like about the Precise Printer Parts bed is it has a thermistor location on the top side of the bed. Let me grab it real quick. It's got a thermistor location on the top of the bed. This groove cut into the top. So I can put the thermistor in there. So I'm getting closer to the actual bed surface temperature readings, not the underside. Now on this machine, I'm actually going to run both thermistors, but on my Voron V0, I only run this top thermistor. So I like that. The only thing I wish it had embedded magnets. They do have an option for that. But I just didn't spring for it. So I'm just going to run a magnetic sheet. And yes, it is a very good idea to square. So I will be squaring. Got a couple of machinist squares here. Yeah. Dig the monitor setup in the corner there. Thank you. Yeah, I've got two Atomos, an Atomos Ninja 5 and an Atomos Ninja Inferno for the two overhead camera, and the main shot are both feeding into there for LUT application. Yeah, I'm only really going to run the dual thermistors just because I kind of want to be able to track the temperature all the way around, you know? I want to see what the top versus bottom temperature is. So, yeah. Just to compare, I guess, really. I'm going to put these top ones in just to, keep this from being so floppy. I'm just going to, finger tighten this in here. Just to make my life a little easier. Ah! Oh, screw you. It's just perfectly jammed. I should probably just flip this over if I'm being smart about it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Bottom fell out. I'm being silly. It's interesting. You reach a point where this just working hard or hardly working. Let's go with column C. I'm not quite sure. I just want to get these a little more finger tighter so I can flip this over, and then I'll worry about squaring them up. All right. Try not to hit my microphone on the way. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. These reach a point where they just want to, they free up and they just pop. Whole build cost. I haven't tabulated this one yet. I don't know. I haven't tabulated the cost of this one yet. Stop walking. It's one of those where I tighten it, it walks. Picking up a lulz bot from someone. You're excited. I hope you like it. At the very least, it'll give you a fun platform to start playing with, yeah? Something different. Okay, let's get the others in here. We'll start squaring. Let's lose main shot. I need a better way of switching scenes, but I don't feel like spending the money on a I don't want to spend the money on if I could finish a thought. A stream deck. I haven't decided so. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, you're so fun. You're definitely not getting blocked from the channel right now. Why? Alright, and content violation submitted. Good job. Alright. Get these in here. You're making an Ender 5 Plus sized Voron. I mean, not exactly, but yes. My Ender 5 Plus is bigger. But only by 50 millimeters, so yes and no. Yes and no. Iron Dragon turned out great. The Iron Dragon was finished weeks ago. I posted a couple of finished up videos of it. It's kind of in storage right now. All right, let's work on squaring this thing a little bit. Honestly, this corner is pretty freaking good right off the bat. I guess this table is flatter than I'm giving it credit for. This table's flatter than I'm giving it credit for. All right. Let's check this corner. This one's not. Sorry, folks, just kind of focused on squaring things up a little bit. That's definitely what I should do with a machinist square, right? Smack it part into position. Definitely what you're supposed to do. What's the build size of this one? It is a 300 by 300 build volume. 300 by 300 build volume. Well, 300 millimeter cubed, effectively. Why is this? There we go. And good to know you actually use your can cups. Yes, I do. I actually do. All right. Helmets in 4 hours. That'll be, we should try that. We should see how fast we can print a helmet on this thing. All right, one more corner to go on the bottom side. And then, knocking extrusions over. Then we can put the bed rails in. All right. That's looking pretty good. Oh, well, no. We got to do the top side. Dumbass. Is the Ender 3 good? Yeah, the Ender 3 is fine. It's not an amazing machine, but it's my go-to recommendation for a starter 3D printer. Yeah, gonna go from a box to a working 3D printer. You are correct. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? Try not to hit the microphone. Sorry if that's noisy. Gotta tap things into position. Oh, yes. What tool am I using to square the frame? I'm using the machinist square. It is a ground square. It's a square that has been ground square. All right, 2 more corners. I'm gonna go back and double check these after the stream because I feel like I can do a better job of this. But this at least gives me a good starting point, a good baseline. Why not measure corner to corner to check for square? I will check for racking. That's kind of square, but that's not the same thing that I'm doing here. I'm checking to make sure these uprights and these corners are square to one another. Okay, that's looking better. I've got an entire 3-minute long video about how to get your prints to stick on my new printer tips playlist. Watch the new printer tips playlist. There's an entire 3-minute video on how to get your prints to stick. All right. That corner is looking pretty good. This one, not so much. Help if I check the right corner at the right time. All right, that's that. Custom build. I mean, it's a Voron V0 or V2.4. It's not a custom build, but I self-sourced. It's not a kit. What's going on in YouTube chat? Y'all are pretty quiet since that bot invaded. This one corner lifts up. It lifted up again. It lifted up while I was trying to tighten it. There we go. That's better. Percussive maintenance. All right. Again, I'm gonna go back and like triple, quadruple check all this because I'm not feeling like I'm getting it as good as I could. But we will check. Inside square is looking pretty good. Yeah, see, like up here. It's just a couple of these popped up on me. All right. Yeah, I'll go back and hit those yet, but they look pretty good. This table's not the flattest surface. I wish I had a little bit better. FB Studio, hello, welcome. Oh, top chat. No, I want live. Why do you do that? It always changes to top chat. I want live chat. We are building a Voron V2.4 3D printer from scratch. All right, moving on with the instructions. All right, my last two of these extrusions, yeah, are the bed. So here's my bed extrusions, which I need 4 of these. Do I have any videos on touch UIs for 3D printers? Not currently, but I will very soon. I'm going to give you folks a sneak peek real quick. Since you're here in the stream, I I designed this little enclosure. Let's go to the main shot. I designed this little enclosure here. This is a pie screen from, this is a brand new build. This is my 2.4. My V0 is still all together. This has a BigTreeTech TFT 5.0 or whatever in it, but I said, why should it look boring for a case mount? So I turned it into this little TV. So, and there's also a Pi 3B in here. So this is actually going to control the 3D printer. I'm going to run an entire printer off of this little thing right here, run a clipper on it and a clipper screen on it. So I will be doing a video about this setup. You could run Octopi and Octodash on this too. You could. I'm just going with clipper. But I'll do a video with this coming out real soon. So, yep. Thank you. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I feel like it looks like it belongs on The Simpsons, you know? Like, it's just such an adorable little thing. It was just an idea that popped into my head, and I love the way it turned out. I always love it when a design actually goes the way you want it to. Okay, we got our bed pieces that are going in next. Where are these? I need these. The little, My mom in the chat. Welcome, Mom. Ugh. All right. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will, yeah, I'll definitely be releasing that design once I once I finalize it and I'm sure that it's going to work out the way I want it to. Which at the moment it seems like it is. But yeah, so I will be releasing that design. I, of course, printed it on the Palette 3 Pro, so it's multicolored. But, you know, you could obviously print it not on a Palette 3 or on a palette. Little Loctite on all of these. Whoop. All right. Now these have to go on here, which means, do these have to go in first? Sure looks like. These M5 nuts seem like they don't slip into these rails in place. Lovely. I've got some that do, for sure. Let me double check the hardware that came in this kit. See if they're better ones. I probably should have slipped them in to begin with, but, you know, best laid plans of mice and men and blah, blah, blah. M5 roll-ins. Yeah, these ones are supposed to roll in. Oh, yeah, these will roll in. Those ones, not so much. Those ones, not so much. Bam. There we go. I need to get the overhead closer, I think. Closer. Let me zoom in a little on the overhead. Alright, just get you folks a better view of what's going on here. So, I've got these little T-nut roll-ins. Oh, no, those are not the ones. These ones are rounded on the backside so that they can be rolled into place inside of the extrusion without having to tear the whole thing apart. Way easier than the V0. V0 was not easy in this regard. Did you back the Bambu Lab X1? Yes, I did. I have one on the way. Bambu Lab X1, I did in fact back it and supposedly have one on the way. I actually requested a review sample and they never responded to me. But I did back one. Alright. M5 by 10 screws. With shim rings. And somewhere in here are gonna be my M5 by 10. M5 by 10. There they are. This is what I was talking about, where the other hardware kit was definitely better than this. What size build plate? This is going to be a 350 by 350, or no, I'm sorry, a 300 by 300 build. This is a 300 by 300 build. I want to get this hardware out of the way. I'm not using this, so I want it, like, not mixed up in here. I have a whole playlist on my page called New Printer Tips. On my TikTok, an entire playlist called New Printer Tips. That's where the video is. It's a 3-minute long video. There's like 20 of them. I can't tell you which one it is, but it's one of those. Yes, it's 300 millimeters cubed, the build volume on this. 300 millimeters cubed. So yes, 300 by 300 by 300. All right. I should have Loctited that. I also forgot the damn washer. I'm being silly each way. Oh, it kind of looks like the washers don't fit in here. Kind of looks like the washers don't fit in these. Oh, no, they do. Weird. It is not red Loctite, it is blue Loctite. I'm using blue Loctite. Since I'm going into aluminum in a lot of these parts, not gonna use red. Should not use red Loctite on aluminum parts. It's just a yeah, it's just a blue red bottle. Thanks for the concern. I just put together why you were asking. Yeah, it's blue Loctite in a red bottle for some reason. All right, 2 more. Do you think it'll be better than the Cobra Max? What will what be better? This machine? The Cobra Max and this machine are in 2 entirely different ballparks. Like, the Cobra Max is an okay machine. I'm gonna do my review of that machine very soon. Full YouTube video review. But it's not this class of machine. It's a totally different animal. This is a higher quality machine in pretty much every way. Bernard Jarvis with the 1-up there. Thank you very much for sending the super chat. That is greatly appreciated. Go toward paying the bill on this thing. Difference between red and blue Loctite. Red is a higher holding force. It holds harder and stronger, which is actually a problem if you're using it in aluminum. It can hold so hard in aluminum that you'll strip the aluminum when you try to loosen things up. Blue is more for serviceability. If you think you might need to loosen some up, or you're building something with aluminum components like this, you use blue. Come on. All right, those are in there. Shouldn't the bottom panel have gone in yet? I thought that gets sandwiched underneath it here. Just looking forward in the instructions for what I'm missing here. I thought the deck panel... Oh, the deck panel gets sandwiched. Okay. Nope. I'm wrong. What does one of these run? I haven't priced this up yet, honestly. I have not priced up what this has cost me. I will do that maybe for the next stream, on the next portion of the build. So I don't know at this moment. Red actually isn't very good for high temperature. There's actually a specific... It's higher temperature than blue, but there are more specific high temp Loctites than just red. Pretty sure these go here. All right, trying to keep hardware organized before I get lost. This is a BME shirt. Yes, it is. Yes, it is a BME shirt. Okay, I want to take a look at the Kirigami bed, or not Kirigami. The kinematic bed. I want to make sure that I'm not missing what I'm going to want to do with the kinematic bed. As to when, because this is a mod, I don't know if I'm going to miss when I'm supposed to be installing it. I don't think there's any instructions in here, but I'm going to check. Oh, QR code for instructions. Here's my pieces to this. Isn't it adorable? Little kinematic bed mount. I'm going to scan the QR code real quick. I'll be right back. What do you think of the Bamboo X1 Carbon? I have no personal experience with it yet to say. However, I am very interested in it. I have one. I backed one on Kickstarter. So we will see when I get it what I think about it. Looks very, very interesting. I know what the point of this is. I want the instructions. Just want to double check that I'm not missing a step here. I should be doing this. Blah, blah, blah. Assemble. Looks like I don't have to do this till I get to the bed steps, so I'm going to keep moving. Yeah, looks like I'm good. Alright, I just wanted to be sure before I miss something there. Yeah, I ordered with the AMS as well. I ordered it with the AMS, so I'm really curious to compare the multicolor printing off the Bamboo with the Palette 3 Pro. Alright, let's get the instructions pulled back up here. I gotta position these bed extrusions. So, I need 230 millimeters from the edge to the middle. Get a marker out here so I can mark a point on here. Just marking my center line on the frame. Don't mind me, just my big bald head in the way for a minute. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. All right. Now, these need to be 65 millimeters off of that. I'm going to set the caliper to 65 millimeters. So close. 6502. 60. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. Nope. 64.98. We're going with that. Wow. I could not do that again. Literally right on 64.98. That's creepy. This side isn't there, but that was weird. All right, those two are in. Let's check these. All right. There's that. And I'm going to grab a square real quick. Check this for square. Will this be enclosed? Yes, it will be an enclosed printer. It will be enclosed. I intend to print high temp materials with this machine pretty often. I'm going to stick this under here, because that ought to set me a height. Kind of doesn't. That's lovely. It's a Mandic Really box. If I ever make my own printer, that's a pretty good name for it, I do think. How far are you on the trash can? The trash can's done over a week ago. Trash can's done over a week ago. That looks pretty good. What was that? FaceTime call. Somebody tried to call me. That ain't happening. All right. How long have you been building printers? What time of day is it? I'm kidding. This is not my first printer build, but not that long, I guess. I don't know. All right. We can move on. Again, I'm going to recheck this stuff a little bit as I go, but it's time to work on the Z-axis. Ever heard of XYZ printers? You mean Da Vinci? Don't they go by like Da Vinci XYZ? Or if it's a different company, no. I'm not really sure who you mean. Tighten these real quick. Oh, Da Vinci? Yeah. Stay away from them. They like to lock their machines down, so you have to use their filament. You have to buy like one of their adapters to put other filament on it. All right. M3 T-nuts. Trying to double check what I need to do here to put the rails on. Pretty straightforward. All right, I gotta grab the rails out. Oh, so fancy packaging of my linear rails here. I'm running MGN 9s. Where's my scissors? I'm running MGN 9s for the let me grab my scissors real quick. The MGN 9s for the Z and Y, MGN 12 for the X-axis. Be right back. Gotta grab scissors. Or my scissors are here somewhere? I just cleaned the studio yesterday. I shouldn't be freaking misplacing things like this. I'm hungry. I don't know. This packaging is terrible. I know that. I'm glad you were able to get it to use other run other firmware and run other filaments. That's good. I didn't know that there was a Repetier firmware for it. That's good to hear. Bearded Bucket. The manual is going to have you put the saying the manual is going to have you put the bed on way too early. Cool. Thank you. That's some good information. Yeah, I'm already seeing that the V0 manual is superior to this manual. Thank you for that info. Oh my gosh. This packaging is horrible. Why do you think this packaging is a good idea? Alright, there we go. 1. I'm going to start with 1, because that's annoying. Alright. There's my LDO MGN 9 rail. Gosh, that feels nice and smooth. R2 manual. I'm actually working off the R2 manual. This is technically an R1. It's kind of an R1, kind of an R2 that I'm building, but I am working off the R1 manual. Here's my M3 nuts. All right. How many of these do I need? Don't drop it. Yeah. They want every other. So couldn't possibly enumerate those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 9. I'm gonna have to roll these in manually. How many printers do I have so far? I think we've done the math, something like 15. I did a whole video about them a couple weeks ago. This doesn't feel like it wants to go in there. This roll-in nut seems to be a problem. That's not cool. Oh, had to hit the right spot. That was weird. That was weird. Voron time. Welcome, Delta. Ah. Boom. Okay, now we're getting it. Oh, some of these are loose. Some of them are tight. Getting these spaced is going to be annoying. It's annoying normally. How many I got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Watching this build is going to be the deciding factor on you doing it. All right. 7. 8. 9. All right. What size hardware is it? M3 by 8s. M330, M316. Yeah, unfortunately, the easier way to do a lot of things is not usually good for filming. These fit in here just fine. Oh, wait. I got hammerhead nuts, too. Did it want these, or did it want the roll-in ones? Damn it! It looks like it's calling for the roll-in ones, not these. There's my M3 by 8s. Yeah, okay, roll in. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I think I am going to roll it up on its side because it's going to make this step absolutely significantly easier. Help if I don't drop the rail. Yeah, filming painting, Ruby and I were talking about how to get like her painting things on camera more, and that seems to be a challenge, a significant challenge. I'm going to manually slide these into position-ish, and then I'll work from there. All right, that looks it. Looks like it-ish. Got a couple of these 3D printed little spaceries. Oh, roll-ins, or the hammerheads are for the panels and such. Thank you. Good to know. Some of these little spacery guys to hold this where it's supposed to be. And then I need to be 3 millimeters up off the bottom, according to the instructions. Ish. Which I'm not going to really be able to kind of figure out. Geez, those are sloppy. Alright, that looks pretty good. What size are these? .5. Looks like 2.5. Yep. Need my 2.5 hex. Oh, it's in my damn screwdriver. The other one. Lick tight. Here we go. We are started. Getting Loctite on the bench. But it gives me a little puddle to work off of. Not ideal, but it'll work. Not ideal, but it'll work. That's the wrong hole. Damn it. I'm coming back to that. You should switch to overhead so we can see the rails. If you go to YouTube, you can. I can't do multi-camera setup on TikTok. That's not a thing. For most people, anyway. But head to youtube.com/MandicReally, and I'm currently on an overhead setup. I'm going to lose the instructions, by the way. All right. All right. Almost there on the first of 4 rails. I knew this wasn't going to be a quick process, but jeez. Where did I just put the... There, M3x8. It's good, mate. All right. All right, getting these in position. Right about 3 millimeters off the bottom. Got these little guides to keep it in the middle of the rail where it's supposed to be. And run these down. All right. I'll tighten these up real quick before I flip this thing. What's my biggest printer? My biggest printer currently is the Anycubic Cobra Max. 400 by 400 by 450 millimeter build volume. How is the build? It's going. So far, the instructions could be better. I like the instructions on the V0 better, but the build's going, and I think it's going fine. I've only made 1 or 2 minor mistakes so far. Let's not hit the microphone. Gotta get one of these screws out of here. Snake under the microphone again, and back to here. Okay, now I gotta release the next frickin' rail. It's locked in this packaging. Start from the end that's closer to the carriage. It's definitely the way to do it. Alright, next rail. I had to put 9 of these T-nuts in. 9 of the T-nuts in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did not buy a kit. This is not a kit. I self-sourced this build, so can't tell you how... God damn it! I just put an M5 in there. These are a bitch to get out when they're in. Whoop. Come out of there. I need M3, not M5. Way to go, Alan. Way to go. Alright, let me grab some pliers. Try and work this thing the hell out of here. Push it down. I don't know. This M5 might live in here. I'm gonna move it out of the way of the rail. I can work on it. It's the M3s I was supposed to put in here. Had the damn M5s too close to grab. There's a big mistake. Thought the hole looked awful weird in those. One. 2. I'm grabbing M5s again. I still have them too close. Austin Savage. I don't know what that's supposed to be saying, but it probably says, good job. Thank you. Okay. 5. 6. 7. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is getting rails lined up a pain? Getting them square to one another can be a pain. Getting them lined up, not so much. I'm just holding the rail next to it, sliding it into position. That's pretty much doing it. Let me double check here. 1, 2. Nope, I spaced one wrong here. I'm one hole off. Not a big deal, but... Alright. Now we can start to line these up. There's some wrong roll-ins that live in my printer. I'm more than tempted to leave them there. I know I have extras. We will decide later, but for right now, I'm okay. All right. How much were your self-sourced parts? I haven't added it up yet. I have not added up my cost yet. I'll let you know in the next stream. Let you know in the next stream. What software do I use to design prints? I use Fusion 360. It's free for hobbyist use. Get on it. Do I have a written out parts list of this? No, I don't. Maybe I'll make a blog post on my website. Centering guides and 3mm from the bottom. Yep. I did that over there anyway. I haven't put them on here yet because I'm just getting the screws in, not tight. Ay, 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 ay. Come on. This is the fun stuff of a stream, right? Yeah, Z-Sculpt is powerful, but intimidating. I have an acquaintance who is a very talented Z... You mean ZBrush or Z-Sculpt? I'm thinking ZBrush. It's a little smaller than the Ender 5 Plus. This is 300 cubed, so a little smaller than the Ender 5 Plus. 300 millimeters. Alright, where are my guides? Here are my guides. Bloop. 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 The sound effects make it better. Remember, folks, making sound effects makes your work always superior. Always go better. 3 millimeter from the bottom. I could use a hair. Alright. Should really just be a 3D printed spacer piece there. How far are we planning to go? I don't know. I thought it would take longer to get to this point. So, how long have we been going? Coming up on 2... We'll probably aim for like 2 hours. About half an hour we'll be at 2 hours, so let's just see where we go. Have you messed around with the Neptune 3? No, I have not. I requested a review sample and Elegoo never sent one. So I have not used it, and I'm just... I'm at the point where I'm not buying printers anymore. For the most part. Really has to catch me to buy one, you know? At this point. If companies send one for review, that's different, but yeah, so. Stickers add horsepower. I've got plenty of stickers from this build, so. Oh, it's the 3 millimeter, the panel. Got it. Got it. That's what goes... Ah, sorry, bumping the microphone. That's what goes there. That makes sense. Alright, let's get the roll-ins in here. The proper ones this time. Can 3D printing be difficult? Absolutely, it can be difficult. It's not for everybody. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just going to put these in over here so I have them in. Get them out of my way. Two more. If I had companies sending stuff, I would never buy a printer again. Exactly. It's kind of where I'm at. And honestly, I have too many printers at this point. So, like, I actually don't... I've turned down numerous printers at this point because... How many printers do I need? I mean, I understand that is a privileged problem to have, but... They just take up space, and these companies just want free promotion. That's all they want. They don't want to pay for ads. They don't want to pay. They just want to send you another machine that's exactly like the last 5 machines you looked at. And yeah. So, gets old. It's huge. It could be bigger. There's a bigger version of this. I should have gone with the bigger one, but here we are. Next rail. Let's get this into a position that's not going to be in my way. Line these up. All right. Time for hardware. We're getting it. by the time I'm done putting all these in, I'll have it down and can do it easy. I did reach out about sampling the X1 Carbon. I did request a review sample of the X1 Carbon, and they never responded to me as I'm dripping fucking anti-seize all over my desk. I did request a X1 Carbon. They never responded to me. I backed one on Kickstarter. I did order that one. That machine, I did order that because it's just so... It's going to make good content to have that machine, you know? That's going to be a popular topic to make videos about, so I was able to justify ordering one of those. I really wish they would have sent one. I wouldn't have had to buy one, but I bought one. Or I backed one on Kickstarter, so hopefully I get it. Would I be interested in testing a new part cooling fan shroud for the Cobra Max that uses 5015 fans? No, I don't think I would be. No offense. Like, thank you. That's neat. I designed an upgraded fan duct for the stock 4010s. Upgraded fan ducts for them that I'm using right now. When I modify the Cobra Max, after I finish my review of the Cobra Max, I'm going to modify it, I'm pretty sure. And when I do, I'm going to go direct drive. So your parts you're offering wouldn't be of much use to me. So, thank you, but I don't really have a use. It's finally not another Ender 3 clone. Yep. Even the Anchor is another Ender 3 clone, so... Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in seeing what the Bamboo is really about. For myself. That's part of why I'm... Yeah, I'm going to start giving away some of the printers I have. Like a makerspace or a school or something like that. That is what I intend to do with them. But in the same regard, like, I can only review so many of the printers that are basically the same, you know? Left the top open for direct drive. I'm going to go to a Hemera, probably, on the... I'm probably going to put a Hemera on it, so totally different direct drive setup. Thank you. I appreciate the thought. And, I mean, email it to me. Link... Oh, I didn't put the freaking guides on here. Email me, message me on Instagram, something like that. I'll gladly take a look at it, and maybe I'll mention it when I get around to doing my review. I'm going to be filming my review of the Cobra Max in the next couple of days, probably. So, yeah. So I'd like to check it out. All right. Okay. Last rail. Last rail for the Z-axis. Last Z-axis rail time. Ender 3 clones are rampant. That's why you're going Core XY. I don't blame you. My favorite printer right now is my Voron V0, and I'm sure this one, well, I can't say for sure, but I'm excited to get this one up and running. I've also got another project that is not an Ender 3 clone that I'll be working with very soon. That's what that little TV thing is for. I don't want to talk about it too much yet, but I've hinted at the project multiple times in the past, but I'm finally getting to it. Come on. Get in there. This roll-in doesn't want to roll in. This one roll-in is fighting me. Ooh. Okay, maybe this one's not going in. All right. Let's line these up. All right, and guide blocks. And screws. Yeah, I'll try and use that one another spot. It's likely fine. It's just some spots fit better than others, so I'll just try it in a different spot later. Later in the process. Dang it. Don't mind me, just living in this printer. Almost there. Come on. Sorry if my audio's funky because I'm in this frickin' thing. One won't go in, one won't come out. Actually, there's two that are stuck in there right now. Two of the M5s are in there and don't want to come out. Missed the hole. All right. Ow. Let's get our bottom set to height. All right. That's the right size. Yeah. Tighten, 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 tighten. Saying tighten makes it work better. No, they are not LDO extrusions. They are random AliExpress extrusions. I think they might be fun core. So I'm betting there's a fitment issue where the roll-ins fit, but like the groove is probably not deep enough to let me roll it back out of there. That's my guess. So, email sent. Awesome. I will look at that when I get a chance. Yeah, so it's like, I think it's Funcore or whatever on AliExpress is one, is the maker of this one. These extrusions. Or seller. Not really maker, I'm sure. All right. Moving along in the instructions. Blah, blah, blah. Got all those in there. All right. The M5 T-nuts in the bottom to put the bottom panel on. Let me move a few things here. We can get to the point where we can do that. Ugh, all right. That was silly. I've got the stoppers on all those, thankfully. Okay, I gotta put T-nuts in here. It looks like they're calling for roll-ins. M5 roll-ins. 4 M5 roll-in T-nuts. I gotta find my bottom panels. Made the switch to YouTube, so you can actually see. Welcome, Delta. One monster down. Oh, the Brit is here. The Brit's here. That means it's time for tea. I'm sure he loves my tea vessel. Here is my printed solid panel kit. Ay, ay, ay. Printed solid panel kit. Main shot. It's a bit small. Yeah, I know. It doesn't fit a whole kettle, so you're right. You're right. I'm a poser. Hey. This is about ridiculous. All right. Here's my kit. Yeah. Okay. An American that knows what a kettle is. I know of them. That's a lie. I always grew up with a kettle on the stove. I believe this is the bottom panel I am looking for. Yes. That's the bottom panel I'm looking for. All right. I'm gonna line these up before I put them in. Hello. Let's just put them in. As long as the tea isn't microwaved. I'm gonna tell you it isn't. I'll tell you it isn't. How about that? You know I'm a heathen. Come on. Is the live chat not up on the screen here? Just checking my... There it is. Now to pick rear versus front. That's exactly what I was about to say. Bearded Bucket beat me to it. I have to decide what's the front and what's the back. Doesn't really matter, but okay. I need to peel one side of this too, right? Align T-nuts with holes. Oh, my DIN rails sandwiched this. Okay, that makes sense. I just want to make sure I got everything where I want it first. All right. Time to peel. Let's see if we can peel this worth of shit. Self-sourced. This is self-sourced. Mine is fully self-sourced. Honestly, hindsight, I kind of wish I would have bought a kit. Just saw the description, yeah. Kind of wish I'd have bought a kit. At least my V0, I spent too much money because I didn't buy a kit. I would have saved money had I bought a kit. But, okay. Arbitrary decision about what side is what. There's the DIN rails. Kudos for going rogue. Thank you, I guess. Thank you. All right. Is the overhead view a little better for you? Not really. Okay. Let me move that camera real quick. Just zoom it out so I'm actually in the shot a little better for you folks. Alright, DIN rails are going on top. Can't have the things on the ends of them. These don't line up very well. It'll work. Another actual Wago. Went semi-rogue. Yeah. I mean, this I didn't buy much in the way of kit things of any kind. I kind of just piece by pieced it. Yeah, neither way I line this up I'm particularly happy with. It's like the holes are falling just in stupid positions. Alright. Alright, what size are these supposed to be? M5 by 10s. M5 by 10s. Across, not parallel. Thank you! Thank you, thank you! That would have been a mistake. I think I like the way those line up even worse. Even less. It'll work. I don't love it, but it'll work. I don't love it, but it'll work. Thank you for catching my mistake there. Thank you, Bearded Bucket. There's the one I'm looking for. These I'm not as worried about Loctiting. So I'm sure I'm going to adjust these around a little bit. The angle's so much better than TikTok. Yeah, I can only do so much with TikTok. And it's also good. Anybody on TikTok who wants a better view, youtube.com/MandicReally. Got better camera angles. Kind of. The overhead needs to be a little higher. In fact, what's the next instructions? Oh, it's time for frickin' motor mounts already. Did I miss something? I feel like it... Oh yeah, the Z idlers I didn't put in. I think I might need to reprint those Z idlers. I want to double check those, so I'm going to keep moving. Alright, I'm going to get the frame out of the way because the next step is working on heat inserts for some of the printed parts. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Probably hit the tripod there. All right. Let's move forward. How long have we been at this? About 2 hours. I still got some steam in me, so let's keep going. Time for printed parts. Get the instructions up for you folks. And I'm going to zoom the camera back in a little bit. No reason for that super wide shot now. Okay, printed parts. Motor mounting. That's a screen. Power supply. There's one of what I need. Two of what I need. Three. How many of these do I need? Gonna keep finding them. That's an idler piece. Apparently I printed much of the afterburner. I didn't even realize it. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I printed the R1 parts, so... because I printed these parts months ago. So, yeah. There's another one. I wonder if I didn't print enough of these. Nope, there's another one. Let's see if I can find the rest of what I need. I'm going with that. That's what I got. Seems like I'm missing some stuff, but I'm going with it for the moment. We will double back. Keep moving forward. That's what I'm saying. This is not whiskey. This is tea. I don't drink. I don't drink. That's tea. Alright, I just want to double check these parts, make sure they turned out okay. That one is questionable. It bowed pretty good. I didn't notice that. It's got a rocky rolly shape to it. This one is much better. And this one's good. This one's good. Alright. Let's fire up the soldering iron. Once I find the heat inserts. Heat inserts. Fire up the soldering iron. I already got the tip in it. We can move forward. They do fit on a V0 print bed. You are right. So if and when I need to Actually, yesterday I wanted to enclose, because I haven't enclosed my V0 yet. I've just been running it open because I've been mostly printing PLA. So I wanted to enclose it yesterday, finish putting the enclosure on so I could reprint anything I needed, but I didn't get around to it. So, but depending on today, that might be what I do after the stream today so I can get the parts printed on that. Good call. They pretty much everything should fit on there except maybe the shroud for the stealth burner. Alright, so these get 6 in the back and 1 in the side. I'm questionable about these pieces. But these 4 get 6 in the back each. These I'm happy with, the looks of. How much longer? This is like a multi-day build. This is going to take, like, multiple streams over weeks. Actually, I hope to have it done sooner rather than later. I'll probably stream a couple times this week working on it, just to get it done. I can't be tying shit up as much as I did with the V0. But, still, it's going to be multiple streams. Camera angle. I'll adjust that camera in a second here. These are the moments where I wish I had power zooms on my cameras. Opinion on the Anycubic Voron. Outdated. Oh. My opinion on the Anycubic Voron is it's an outdated design. The stealth burner fits at a 45. Good to know. Skirts are too big. Oh well. Skirts are already done. Skirts are done and they're just dress up, you know, so I'm not too worried about those. You know, plenty of people print their skirts on their own machine. I've got other machines to do that with, but what Anycubic printers do you have? I have the Cobra Max and I have the Photon Mono and a Photon M3. That's it. So that's all I have. So effectively, FDM-wise, I've only got the Cobra Max. I self-sourced Cookie CAD. This is a self-sourced build. Keep on going. Open up the camera angle here. Boop. I wish this Weller frickin' soldering iron had a longer cable to it. It's the one thing I can say I wish it had. I have some contacts at Weller. I should bug them and see what they say. What's the update of the what's the update on the screen mount, Bearded Bucket? I don't remember. I think I have the BigTreeTech screen, which I think I read that the R2 BigTree screen mount is better for the BigTreeTech screen, but I haven't seen for sure. I was also tempted to remix it and put a clipper screen on the front of the machine, but it is a massive project. Yes, it is. Keeping all the parts straight and seeing that I've got all that, and that alone is a project. Printing all the parts is a project. Like, I have a spreadsheet to keep track of what stuff I had and hadn't printed yet, and it still looks like maybe I missed some stuff. Whoop. Get in there. Same tattoo in the same place on the same arm. Which is that? What's that? What made me do it? What, self-source? I just wanted particular things from my my build. None of the kits had everything that I wanted, so I just self-sourced so I could get exactly what I wanted. I'm picky. And I thought I would save myself money, which was not true, but... Any special tips for putting in inserts? Yes, I have the, I have some, like, Amazon special brass tips that hold the... I could put them right on here. It's not a regular tapered tip in here. In they go! Just a couple more! And then I gotta do the sides. Alright. Now, 4 more. 1 on each side of these. Overall appearance as well. Okay, I'll look at that. Thank you for thanks for letting me know. Like I said, I'm gonna end up probably reprinting at least a handful of parts. Also, I learned from my V0 that while assembling it, that parts I had thought were good enough quality were not, and I had to reprint some stuff. So, and I'm already seeing that that's going to be the same case with the V2.4. So, already seeing I'm going to have to reprint some stuff. I do use a specific tip for the Weller. Yes, I bought a tip that's just for inserting heat inserts. I do it so often that it's just easier than using a regular solder tip. All right, those are in there. I don't like these. How many of those are I supposed to have? 1 for each corner, so I'm missing 2 of these. R2 stays better position. Well, that's good to know. All right, I'm missing 2 of these, and I don't like the quality of the 2 that I already have. Or at least one of them I don't like. This one's okay. I think this one's all right. I'm gonna go with this one, but this one I gotta reprint. So, boo. And now I gotta tear through there and find if I can have the other 2, first of all. So, we might be wrapping up here real soon on step 1. We got the frame together. I want to recheck square on it, but yeah. All right. Let me recheck where they want the inserts on this piece. Just in the front here. That's it. Okay. 2 in the front. And that might be it for today. I think I'm going to end up streaming multiple days this week on this build process because I want to get this machine done. I can't be waiting around like I was with the V0. Pretty sure I have all the pieces I need, so I really should just keep rolling. But we will see. One thing I will say for this, the clearances in the V2.4 mounts for heat inserts are way better. The V0 would have pushed plastic out of the sides. They were like tighter tolerances. Is the spider hot end good for speed? The spider hot end is good for nothing. I don't understand why the spider hot end exists. I think it's pretty much garbage. It's not a high flow hot end, so it's not going to be good for speed. It's overly large, so it's not a direct replacement for a Creality hot end. I don't know why they came out with it. It doesn't directly replace the Mark 8 style hot end. It's longer. It uses different nozzles, which are not widely adopted. So nozzles are like you only can get them from a couple of places. Yeah, no. If you want something that's a better flowing, better hot end, an all metal setup. Are you coming to Earth? Yes, Cookie Cat. I will be at Earth. We'll be there. Y'all are gonna come out? Yeah, I don't know. If you want something better, a direct all metal hot end that has marginally better flow, you're gonna be looking at something like the Dragonfly BMS from Phaetus is a solid option. A good bolt-in option anyway. Beyond that, high flow, you're gonna start looking something like the Dragon or something for faster printing. But honestly, on a Creality Ender 3, you're not gonna max out the speed on the stock hot end. It's hard to push that machine that hard. I've printed, when I did my flow testing for the YouTube video that I put up last week, the Revo CR review. If you haven't checked that out, I reviewed the new E3D Revo CR, the Creality variant. I put it in Ender 3 and tested it. I flow tested that, and it wasn't until like 200 millimeters a second that I was running into flow issues at a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. And you're going to run into quality issues before you run into that anyway. So like, Gonna be at Earth. Awesome. Looking forward to meeting you folks then. So, all right, folks. We've been at this for a little over 2 hours now, and I've got to the point. That was on the Revo, yeah. The Revo, I found maxed out a little under 15 millimeters a second cubic flow rate. So a little under 15 millimeters cubed per second on the Revo, I found. Other people have done far more in-depth testing, but yeah, that's what I found on it. Somewhere probably closer to like 14. I pushed it to 20, but it definitely under extruded. So. All nothing in your Ender 3 is stock. You know, leaving an Ender 3 stock, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I wholeheartedly support that concept. All right, I want to just skip ahead a little bit in the instruction series, see if there's something I can do right now to keep working. Not really looking like it right now. All right, I've got to run off and reprint a couple of these pieces. So I think we're going to have to wrap this stream up right here and now. I should probably eat lunch too. That's a thing people do, isn't it? So, here is, let's show you what we got done. We got heat inserts in 5 out of, what? Gantry's a standalone build. Yeah, I gotta go over the gantry parts and make sure that I've got everything right, or I don't need to reprint anything for the, R2, because I am running an MGN 12 rail since I'm going with the stealth burner. So I just got to double check that I don't need to reprint any parts there. Let me grab the... Let me grab the frame so we can see the finished frame at least. Finished. Obviously, a lot more time to go. Good timing. Motocross starts at 4. Cool. Glad we're not going to interrupt your motocross. All right. Here's how far we got. We've got the cube build volume here. There are differences in parts. Yeah, I kind of figured there are. I'm probably just going to go through and double check everything at this point. So, I've got my bottom plate in, my bed rails. I got to re-square a few things on the frame. I want to give it a once-over. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this stream, folks. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We had a good stream here. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the engaging chat. Thanks for the help, Bearded Bucket. You saved me a couple of spots there. I got those M5 roll-ins I got to try and get out yet. But yeah, so that's going to wrap it up for this one, folks. And I will catch you all in the next stream. I appreciate it. And check out that latest YouTube video. If I remember where I put the box. Don't know. The E3D Revo CR review, I posted a video last week. It was last Sunday I posted it, or Saturday, I forget. But the E3D Revo CR video went up last week. Go check that out if you haven't already. Please do, because, yeah, I appreciate it. More YouTube videos coming soon and more streams on this build as we make some progress. I'm going to go do a once-over on all the parts and see where we're at. So, thank you folks for being here, and I will catch you all in the next one. Once I actually get to that point on the screen.